the jinn have total power. They are Latif Qawm. They are a separate form of creation. They enter into the human being and they play games, they commit tricks, and their mission, their goal, their objective, this is a minor what I've just mentioned, but their real mission is to make the human being distant from the deen. They create enmity from the deen or disliking the deen in people's minds and hearts. And they make a person feel totally hopeless and that he cannot do anything. Because they create all sorts of negative connections. And they give you two parts of life, the business, a home, children, insan. They put lack of barakah and blessings into the life of a person, or differences are created in the homes, fighting, quarreling, and they do this work. That, for example, they whisper into the ear of the wife, and they go and whisper something else into the ear of the husband, and they were sitting nicely, the husband and wife, and after some time the argument starts, the quarrel starts, and then afterwards they think that why did I become angry? Some people think, I don't know why I'm getting angry. What's the reason I'm getting angry? But there's anger on the manners at that time. The feeling at that time is of anger. So this happens regularly, mourning. And this is the hadith from the 100. The first hadith he selected was what? The dhikr of Allah, the biggest benefit of the dhikr of Allah from the 100 benefits. Because this is the beginning, isn't it? This is the beginning. The biggest benefit of the dhikr of Allah is that from the dhikr of Allah, as a result of dhikr of Allah, jinn and shayateen, jinnat and the shayateen, they run far. They run far. They don't just leave that person, rather they go far. As we say, dafa ho jate hain. They go far from that person. And then when they are far, when they run away, when they scarper, then their power and energy diminishes and decreases and disappears. Is the hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us the protection, the clue for the protection. He's told us a secret, a method, a cure. So my ummah, said Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, doesn't go into shirk or into bad actions, bad results. And in the Quran and Hadith we read Fazaili Amal, the great kitab, that the dhikr of Allah has such a positive effect and it works against the negative forces. For example, there's an individual physically in the world and he has people who don't like him running after him. They want to hit him or beat him or do away with him, and he's running, the poor soul, and the enemies are running after him. They don't want to leave him, and he's running. How do I save myself? How do I get out of this situation? He's desperate. While he's running, by chance he sees a fort, a castle. When he sees that castle, the fort, he runs to that fort and he runs into the fort and seals it. And then the people who are opposed to him, his enemies, they are outside, they can't get in. And they can't affect him. What a beautiful example. And this is the example of the human being, the jinnat, the shayateen, the hasideen, the envious people, the people who are jealous, the people who think bad, the people who do magic, cast magic. They are present in the world. They are even in the household, in the families, amongst each other. Yes, the shaitan, he creates the enmity, the real brothers, the blood relatives, the schism, the crack, the gaps are created between the relatives, and they become enemies, unfortunately. So it's stated that this factor, shaitan and the jinnat, they are the enemies, and there will be no solution apart from the solution that Allah and His Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam have prescribed to us. There can be no better cure than this. There cannot be. So, stated that when a person runs and goes to the fort, to the castle, and behind him are the shayateen, hasideen, jealous people, envious people, and the jinnat, they run after the individual, after me, after you, after great personalities. I've seen big ulama ikram, great pious elders, and said that somebody's put a magic spell on me, jadoo, I remember. He hasn't even sat down fully. And from all four sides the angels surround him, the dhakir. They don't let anything evil come towards him. And then doesn't matter how big is that magician or the hasid or the envious person, he cannot do anything against that individual who he's targeting. Allah has made a castle, a fort, which is the dhikr of Allah, the refuge, place of refuge. But it's and we're unfortunate, our loss. We're ready to do many things. We'll spend thousands of pounds and make effort to gain other things, but we won't try hard on this. This is even the success of shaitan and jinn. They don't allow a person intend or move his legs and feet towards good. Sometimes it's very easy to attain the dhikr of Allah. Very easy. If I say now that right now that the people who do the dhikr of Allah and the amount of tabligh that's been doing for dhikr of Allah and the ease from the dhikr of Allah, nobody should be lost from the dhikr of Allah. And how much do we need it? I've told you that every woman and every man is in great need of dhikr of Allah. The characteristic of dhikr of Allah or the consequence of dhikr of Allah is what? Not just this. Look, if a person is dirty, impure, whatever he is. But it's not just that he has to improve himself 100% and become pious and then he'll get goodness. No, he should start with the dhikr of Allah. As he is doing dhikr regularly, he will become pure and purified, alhamdulillah. The cleaning process will have started. So there's no precondition that you have to become a pious wali before you start doing dhikr. Just start in the name of Allah. You know, I know, some people know that in society today people have issues. Children are disobedient.